Uh, First thing we keep in mind is that it's an impact property. We're in the impact zone, which is also an opportunity zone, just happens to be, because it's lower
Yep.
socioeconomic. What we keep in mind is our investors first. So, being that we don't use leverage, um, we're able to keep prices moderate. So they aren't super cheap, they aren't, real expensive, but we're able to keep prices moderate that a working class person can afford it. For example, during the height of COVID last year, our rent collection was 100%. That's because it's affordable. And affordable doesn't mean less quality or it's bad. It's just that hey, this is
Mhm.
just good blue collar housing.
Mhm.
It's just good workforce housing that people can afford and enjoy, and have a safe place to live. So we work really hard to make sure that when we go in to buy a property, we flesh those numbers out, flesh them out again. We really underwrite the deal to make certain that okay, we're balancing our impact with a certain cap rate with a certain rate of return for our investors, which happens to be
Mhm.
either 6% preferred or either a 10% program. And make sure that there's enough net cash flow at the end of the year for those who are on the 6% program. But when we go in to buy a property, that's how we know, or when we know, if this is going to work for our impact strategy.
Yeah. And then I guess I mean, it's interesting that you phrase it that way because, you know, so you said that the investors are first. So
Yes,
when it comes to making decisions, you're going to say what's in the best interest of the members,
absolutely.
which I guess it is. And I'm assuming that when someone decides to invest in one of the programs you put forth, the fund that you're offering now or whatever it might be, it really doesn't matter. And they know that you're executing this social impact sort of strategy. Do you make like are you selective then on the investors that come in to make sure that they too it's sort of like their reason and rationale for investing is because they believe in the social impact side of it? Like if someone came in and was just like, hey, I love the strategy, you're going to do all this heavy lifting to generate 10, 11, 12% returns, um, but they don't really care about the social impact side. Would you turn that investor away, or are you having those discussions?